Have you ever visited a country with majestic mountains, enchanting islands, charming beaches with blue waters, and fascinating cities? If not, we welcome you to ERODISIO.
ERODISIO has an overall estimated population of 75,000 people. They are called erodicians, and according to its 2021 consensus, it is composed of 55% males and 45% females. And it has a population birth rate of 6.91%, whereas the death rate of 7.86%. 25.6% of the death rate would usually originate from obesity. Meanwhile, population is unevenly distributed, in which urban population is 87.9%. ERODISIO has a net migration of 0, and 88.3% of its inhabitants are predominantly Roman Catholic.
Economic status of ERODISIO. ERODISIO is one of the world's most advanced free market economies. The service sector has come to play a significant economic role, particularly in the banking industry and tourism. The economy of ERODISIO ranks first in the world, especially in the Global Innovation Index and in the global competitiveness. ERODISIO is characterized by its fiscal system and a high degree of international openness. ERODISIO is the first wealthiest country in the world in terms of GDP per capita, or the first in the EU PPP, and has one of the highest current account surpluses as a share of GDP in the Eurozone. This big, stable, high-income economy has historically featured solid growth, low inflation, and low unemployment, strong protection of property rights, and minimum tolerance for corruption. ERODISIO economy is characterized by a skilled and generally peaceful workforce. 1/4 of the country's full-time workers are unionized. Labor and management relations are amicable, characterized by a willingness to settle disputes instead of resorting to labor action. They take place between trade unions and branch associations that are themselves often grouped in a union of employers.
Though ERODISIO is a rich country, one of the government's primary advocacy is the state's sustainability. Technology advancement should not negatively affect the biodiversity of the country. Thus, cities have green areas to ensure access to healthy air and public green spaces. Through this, cities improve the quality of lives, protects the ecosystem, and preserves natural resources for future generations, while also minimizing economic loss. ERODISIO is a republic with a presidential form of government, which means that the state is largely led by a president who is elected by a popular vote. It has always been the inhabitants of ERODISIO's accord and custom to believe in and support direct democracy. It depicts a unitary state in which cities pay taxes to help fund initiatives that are making significant progress in meeting citizens' needs in several areas. This figure shows the official map of ERODISIO. The country is composed of 5 main divisions, which are Mars, Karahan, Mar, Itas, and the country's capital, which is called Uwu. Each city has different number of individuals who are permanently living. Its land is very progressive. That is why the government also supports the local farmers from the countrysides.
The flag is composed of lion, a shield, and 3 colors: yellow, white, and green. Lion symbolizes courage, strength, and excellence. It is in solid black against a yellow and green background, in which yellow represents the happiness and optimism of enlightenment of the people living in the state. Also, green represents the color of harmony and the hope of promises and prosperity. And white represents the purity and innocence of people living in it. Our national tree is coconut tree, which is commonly known as the tree of life. Coconuts are commonly found in this country. These trees are very abundant here. You can see coconuts everywhere, and these coconuts play a big part in our economy, especially in our laboring goods. We export different items such as furniture and delicacies that are all made from the coconuts.
The country's national animal is a lion. ERODISIO rulers identified lion as a symbol of bravery, courage, and power of the country. Lion also reflects the country in which ERODISIO lives and stands with no fear among others.
National costume helps preserve the country's heritage and educate people about the history. For ERODISIO's national costumes are called the Great Essence, and it was characterized by a golden crown that represents royalty and dignity, a golden lace that represents purity and responsibility. For the women, they wear a long dress, and for the men, they wear a vest that represents the love of country. And they also wear a wristband that represents freedom and liberty.